Welcome back. After much groundwork and collaboration between the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training and the Office of the Prime Minister, Minister of Education Glenys Hannah Martin announced the National Breakfast Program, and its $1 million budget is in its pilot stage and will cater to roughly 2,500 children in primary schools throughout the nation.
Now, the selection process of schools was carefully designed because the whole purpose is to test the outcomes and the efficacy of this program. And the schools were chosen based on data as to potential student challenges. And they targeted schools that had populations below 600 and where attendance rates were below 89.2% in the primary schools. Now, research has shown globally that breakfast programs provide support for struggling families, fuel student health and learning, provide nutritional support for children, lead to better attendance rates and fewer missed days, and higher student performance. So this pilot program will allow us in those select schools to be able to monitor and collect data and to test the outcomes, because these are the outcomes that we would anticipate and expect.
Minister Hannah Martin says the meals were designed by the Ministry of Health and caterers to ensure that the food being served has nutritional benefits. The days were selected which considered the many families that have difficulty accessing food on the weekends.
The government is doing this because there is a commitment to doing whatever is necessary to ensuring, first of all, that children are in school. That's the priority, get children in school. Secondly, to ensure that they receive quality instruction while they're in school for their human development and for securing the overall well-being and the future of our nation. And thirdly, and importantly, is to ensuring that children have access to food as they attend school. And so we are very excited by this program, and as I've indicated, it will be monitored because we want to be able to test and assess the effectiveness of this program as it meets a need, an anticipated need in our schools, particularly for those families where access to food may be a great challenge.
The pilot stage will be for an academic year. We hear from education officials about some of what the children will be fed.
The types of foods, well, basically the breakfast meals are a balanced meal. They're made up of carbs, proteins. Of course, students need vitamin D, calcium, so those are how the meals are made up. For instance, they have a croissant sandwich with turkey sausage and egg. That's one example. We also want to include fibrous foods, so there's oatmeal with dried fruit and nuts.
Schools involved in the pilot phase include Columbus Primary, Ridgeland Park Primary, Sandilands Primary, Albury Sales Primary, and on the Family Islands there is Rollville Exuma Primary School, Holmes Rock Primary School on Grand Bahama, Cherokee Sound Primary School, Abaco, and Old Bight Primary School on Cat Island. A new state-of-the-art hospital on Grand Bahama is expected to be completed by the end of fall 2024. That facility is being constructed by Doctors Hospital after its Chief Financial Officer, Dennis DeVoe, along with President and CEO, Dr. Charles Diggis, secured the finances through the collaboration with the Royal Bank of Canada, Bahamas Limited, to facilitate the new 30-bed facility. RBC has committed to providing financing of up to $25 million. RBC's Managing Director, LaSonia Mizik, says the collaboration showcases RBC's unwavering support in revolutionizing healthcare services and improving access to quality medical care for residents on Grand Bahama. Doctors Hospital Health System Limited is aiming to revolutionize healthcare services on the island and will significantly improve access to quality medical care for the residents of Grand Bahama. The new hospital will be an inpatient acute care hospital located in Freeport, Grand Bahama. In Magistrates Court this week, a number of foreign nationals were arraigned for various immigration offenses. On Wednesday, 11 Ecuadorian nationals pled guilty to the charge of overstaying and were each convicted and fined $500 or spent 2 months in prison. On Tuesday, 7 Haitian nationals pled guilty to the charge of illegal landing and was convicted and fined $300 or spent 1 month in prison. On the charge of overstaying, 12 Ecuadorians and 1 Dominican national pled guilty and were each convicted and fined $500 or spent 3 months in prison. Additionally, 1 Haitian national pled guilty to charges of possession of a forged document, unlawful use of a forged document, and knowingly attempting to mislead an immigration officer, whom was convicted and fined $2,000 or 9 months in prison on counts 1 and 2, and fined $3,000 or 12 months in prison on that third count. Upon payment of all fines and documents and sentences, all migrants were ordered to be turned over to the Department of Immigration for deportation. 25 foreign nationals were deported, repatriated from New Providence on Thursday, including 11 migrants to Haiti and 14 migrants to Panama City. And finally, cane toads have reemerged in western New Providence with reported sightings since August, and in goodly numbers as well. Several sightings were made in the Linden-Pinling International Airport, in the areas surrounding the Linden-Pinling International Airport, which has led to a joint task force involving several governmental agencies, including the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Environmental Health Services, and Nassau Airport Development Company to remediate this situation. Residents are advised, though, that catching the cane toad with your bare hands is strongly discouraged. Do not touch the toad with your bare hands, as the venom produced by these toads in their skin can cause severe skin irritation, while accidental ingestion of the venom is toxic to both humans and pets. To stop the proliferation of the cane toad, the public is advised to remove sitting water and containers. An effective barrier is using a chemical mixture of household items like Dettol and Savlon mixed with water. The cane toad prefers dark and damp conditions, so it is recommended that spraying should take place in the early morning hours or late evening hours. Cane toads are natives to Central America and Mexico. The toad was purposefully introduced into the Caribbean region to control pests related to sugarcane crops. The Bahamas first dealt with this invasive species back in 2013. If you spot the large cane toads in your area, please contact the Department of Agriculture or the Department of Environmental Health. And that'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jerino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.